Alright. So, yeah, like I said, this is a sponsored one. It looked reasonably interesting. So, like, I mean, not just radio, but that sort of thing. Ham radio, that era of electronics and stuff. And let's find out what it's all about. Hey, Telran. Our machines stopped working years ago. And not just ours, everyone's. Our computers, our appliances, everything. No one knows why. Entire cities ground to a halt. I wasn't even born when it happened. All I can remember were the distant, dark cities hidden in smog. So here we are. Building everything from scratch, putting the pieces in the right places. My radio crackles to life. You should be nearly there. Do you see it? Hold on. Yeah, I think I do. Wow, it's in quite a state. That's where you come in. The farm's your home now, and it needs some fixing. Guess I should settle down and get started. Yes, you're gonna be alone for now, but hopefully not for long. Go forth. Rebuild. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Chrono. I'm like, well, where do we draw the line on technology? Yeah, exactly. It's like, alright, agriculture just stopped working. I mean, maybe some agriculture stops working. Agriculture as we know it has really only existed about 80 years? Hey, it's me, Miriam. All settled in? Yeah, but I'm not sure why I'm here. Okay, that's fine. Our scouts found the farm you're at right now some weeks ago, so we sent you out. As you can see, it's in a state of disrepair, and you need to get it back up and running again. With it running, we'll have 2 farms. We'll have more food, more space for our community. Alright? All the machines in the farm are going to need to have their internal electronics rewired. That's your job now. Sent you out with your own personal modular rewiring system, the MRS. With it, you can design circuits that will emulate the behavior of the broken components within the machines. You want to hack and repair these machines so that we can get this farm up and running again. With it, we can produce more food and support more people. It's easier if I show you. We have to recalibrate your system anyway, so the sooner we begin, the sooner you'll understand how it works. That is a small font. Alright. This is the diagnostics test. To verify that the signal pipeline works, connect SRC1 directly to both OUT1 and OUT2. This is your job. Rewire the circuits to repair the machine. Start with a given source, signals, transform them, and send them to the out sockets. The brief describes your objectives. For the circuit, you have to send the source 1 signal to both out 1 and out 2. Use modules to transform signals, connect them with cables. Click and drag on sockets to create cables. White sockets are inputs, black sockets are outputs. Inputs can only be connected to outputs. It could be a Telra, you know. Okay, we gotta drag it the other way, apparently. Split takes in one input signal and duplicates it to multiple outputs. Yes. Right. Okay. We get a musical progression. Thanks for the score on the. There is a way to get more score than that, apparently, on the Force tutorial level. Excellent. Your system works perfectly. You ready to begin? Start cataloging the machinery on site. Start with the simpler ones. Sure. The work begins. So what's the end game here? Well, why are we repairing this farm? We already have our current one and it's given us enough food. Well, we will have surplus food and more space for our community, for one. But I think we can do more than that. More? It's too early, I think, to talk about that at this juncture. Not everyone here agrees with me on the plan. Not yet, at least. Not even a hint? I'm doing all this work. You're right. Look, for the past few years, we've been we have subsisted just fine. But is that all we can do as a community? I'm talking about rebirth, like rebuilding. It's not enough to just survive. That's all I'll say for now. Let's get the generator online. Should be easy enough, alright? That's 4 outputs. Oh, we need to triple the intensity. You can change the color of the thing, apparently. Alright, we've got more Ellis equipment. Yeah. Great, now that the generator's up and running, it's time to route power to the various power lines with the circuit breaker. The module catalog shows what modules are available for this circuit. Read the descriptions to understand their behaviors. Click and drag on any module in the catalog to add it to the rack. Add an attenuator. Okay. Hello? Drag the boat. Okay. Adjustable controls. I'm glad they can be adjusted without a scroll wheel because I don't currently have one on a drawing tablet. I can switch the mouse if I need to. But... I/O panel shows the given source signals and the expected out signals you need to match. Analyze them and you might notice patterns. Negative 100 to plus 100. Okay, so out 1 receives source 1 signal increased by 5 volts. Out 2 receives a signal halved. Nope, doesn't like that. So what, negative 50% is not halved? Let's see. Not actually sure what it's telling me there. Let me just compare this real quick. Should have probably done a more extreme comparison, but it kind of implies that if it's just at 0%, it's already halved. I mean, there's a tooltip there, but I don't know what that means. So that isn't actually a helpful tooltip. I mean, I assume that's the one you're supposed to use, of course, considering, yeah. That's what they give you. So is this just backwards since it's inverting? Okay. Excellent. The generator is now able to efficiently route power to whatever systems are in need of it. Time for the next step. Time to get the farmhouse lights on. The lighting circuitry is not too complicated. Some voltage levels will have to be altered to prevent blowing the lights out. Need lights to keep the zombies at bay at night. The system contains some functions meant for your convenience. Can change the speed of the signal playback. Cables can be color-coded. Right-click on an existing cable to update its color. The notepad and oscilloscope modules can be useful for debugging and experimenting. Always remember to read your brief objectives. Okay, sure. We're probably gonna need a splitter. You always need a splitter, right? Oh, we need a splitter for both then. I only read this, I'm like, how to is source 1, do something with it. No, it still needs source 1 in there as well. Alright, fair enough. Hello? Oh, I need to invert the sum. Okay. So 2 just has a direct sum. Nope, nope, nope. And that goes there. No. So that's doing nothing. That is also not doing what we want. It seems like that would work. Yeah, that happens quite a lot, Peter, yeah. Especially with something like a human resource machine or what have you, but... Oh, do I have it backwards? Because they phrase it in the backwards way? Yeah. I think. Let's see. Yeah. I guess we'll do that one first, but I think it's the other way, right? No, it is this way. Okay. Excellent. With the lights on, you should be able to get work done even at night. Expected to work nights as well? No, of course not. I leave that choice up to you. The sooner you get equipment up and running, though, the sooner we can send people to help you run the place. Some of these machines are going to need new modules added to your rewiring system. Alright, we don't need to know who Gordon is. VCA test. Gordon! Hello, it's me, Gordon Lee. We met briefly before you departed headquarters. I issued you a modular rewiring system. Yep. I sent a delivery drone over to you with some new modules last night. Do you get it? Yep. Scared the crap out of me. I apologize. Just thought you might want the new modules fresh out of the workshop. Does the freshness make a difference? Absolutely not. What are these new modules? So these are voltage-controlled amplifiers. You familiar with them? No. Okay, so VCAs control the intensity or amplitude of a signal with another signal. This other signal, the control voltage, is treated as a percentage value, then multiplied with the input signal. 0% it's completely muted, at 100% it's unchanged. Any percent in between, the input signal is a reduced value. Lack of space. Basically, think of a VCA like a faucet that controls water flow, except you control the water flow with another water flow. Okay, sure. I think that only makes it worse. That's right, Dalek, yeah. Just all the work scenarios. At each timestamp, out 1 receives a specified percentage of source 1's signal. The percentage is specified by source 2. Okay. Great job, triple exclamation point. You're natural at this. Sure. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay. Barn lights. We've got additional lights. The barn lights are more complicated. Variable intensity controls. All right then. Greetings, Medrift. Click on any timestamp in the I/O panel to add a breakpoint. Send 1 to 2, but 50% boosted. Okay. Easy enough. Oh, we have to actually use a CV for the, we can't, like, enter a flat value for that. That one's boosted by source 2. That's what we just did, isn't it? Apparently not. Oh, right, we need to add itself in addition to this. I think. Let me check that one first. Okay. So that's doing what it's supposed to. And this still feels weird because it's like backwards, but maybe not backwards. Okay. Just seemed like it was backwards the first time, and it hasn't been backwards the other 2 times we used it. Great job. If we find any horses, I know where to bring them now. What's a horse? Horses aren't extinct. Okay. The collapse. The lore is that technology mysteriously stopped working. Peter. Before we proceed any further, we need to repair the workman's firmware programmer. A vital piece of a kit for burning firmware on some of your more advanced modules. It's digital and operates with binary signals. VCA is still useful though. You can use it like a gate. Cool. CV input only ever receives 100 or 0. The output signal will always be either 0 or original. So when source 2 is on, send source 1 out, otherwise don't. Right. I mean, isn't that just the direct thing then? Unless it's inverted or something. No, it seems just like the direct thing. But just demonstrating that it works with the binary signal there. There you go. That's simple enough. The real challenge with using VCAs as gates in this way is generating the CV signals. You need to generate a signal value that is at 100 volts when you want it, and at 0 volts or at any other time, and nothing in between. It can get a bit tricky. You'll see it soon enough. The power regulator and the firmware programmer is a bit more complicated. It's a dual transistor circuit, so you have to check the binary values of 2 different signals. It's like, do I know how to do that? Yeah, kind of. Source 2 and source 3 are binary signals. When they're both at 100 volts. Okay. So we're... yeah. Transistoring this. We're adding this. So we just chain 2? There's probably a few ways to do it. So if both are 100, this outputs 100, otherwise it outputs 0. Yeah, perfect. Easy peasy. So if we do it a little bit faster, but like these are all tied. Is that just like 1 second or 0 seconds, or if there's just some minimum? Curious. Decent number of players in the game already. There's already several thousand rankings there. And I imagine we were probably faster. You think it's based on... I mean, it says there's a time taken, like, listed. Oh, and then there is a total cable length. I see. Okay. So, like, if I... So we were... What? We were... 23:49. So, like... if I... do this... Yeah, okay. So I think the time taken probably doesn't matter, although it is listed as like a qualifier. So maybe it does. It's hard to tell. But there's a, yeah, rack space, module used, cables used, total cable length. Kind of amusing there. Doesn't look like we can see their notes there. That is a Deltarune reference, Potokio. Yeah, we did our playthrough of Chapter 2 basically right on release there. And we're probably going to do another playthrough of it pretty soon. Oh, I can click global on the left, that's true, yeah. Best, so at 15 seconds, I'm sure you could do it in less than that, so... But, oh, the total cable length, 63 though. Interesting, okay, so... There's definitely that, and they also used less rack space, so they did a different answer that I used, probably. Yeah, or definitionally. 864 cable length, yeah, with like 50 rack space, 13 modules. I don't think I could move the output. Oh, I can move the output. Okay, well, I didn't know I could move the output. Fair enough, I can move the output. That certainly explains a decent part of it. That's kind of a sad thing. That's how we clean up our space a little bit more. It's still only enough for top 270 here. Yeah, that only gets our cable length down to 81. Looks like time spent actually solving it, because this keeps going up. That's right, Tiplet. You need to be Loki and just have a full board. That's how you get 50 rack space used. It's still unclear if... Well, okay, hold on. This is 388. What if I just press this? Like, it's possible it's a tracked metric, but not one that affects your score, right? So this is the same, even though this is higher now. So I think it's just a tracked metric that doesn't actually affect your score. And that seems fine. Mhm. Theory is that cable length is not based on geometry, but instead abstract positions. Could be. Oh, we're busting out the logic modules. I think what we're also busting out is a quick break because I need to go to the bathroom before we finish this here. But we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me link up the game we're playing as well there. And yeah, thanks for checking this out with me. We'll play some more in just a few minutes here, folks. Alrighty, we are back. Thanks for your patience, folks. And yeah, that was my favorite song from Moonlighter. Like the main theme, basically. I really love the main theme of Moonlighter. Greetings, by the way, Destiny. Let's hop back into it, shall we? Oh, actually, give me 1 sec. As we go to awkward silence for a second. Okay. Logic test. Yeah, we're getting our logic gates rolling here. Oh no, we actually have the and and not gates directly here. Okay, so we got 3 outputs. So we've got and it feels weird that you can move the output for your positioning nonsense, but sure. Or and then a not. Okay, and we need 2 splitters. Nope. Excuse me. Should probably be like a little more sensitive on what counts as the middle of the thing to drag. Oh. Right. So not just inverts, right? Never really think about knots. Like, it's amusing that I'm like more familiar with like XORs than like knots, right? So would we just flip both and then do an and from there? I guess we could probably just have a knot afterwards, right? We could do an and into a knot. Because this is just an inversion of this. We could actually even just split it off of this, huh? This isn't a Zachtronics game, it's a Zach-like. There you go. Sure, do it that way. Nope. That's screwed up 3. It's not just an inversion of 1. Okay, let's see. But I could look at this to probably figure it out too. I'll just look at this again though. So they're both 100, sends out 100. Yeah, no, we can't just invert that. That doesn't actually work. Alright, I shouldn't have tried to shortcut it, I guess. Stop, I just want to connect the wire. I don't want to move them around all the time. So you can do it with 1 fewer modules and 2 fewer cables. The power of logic. Min and max modules. Takes 2 inputs and outputs. Okay, right. Yes. 1, 2, and 3 are random signals. Out 1 receives the greatest signal of all of them. Out 2 receives the smallest. Okay. The notepad and oscilloscope are for debugging, Destiny. Like, notepad is just literally for making notes, and oscilloscope is for some other debugging sort of effect. Oh no. Where's the enthusiasm, frowny face? How did that work? So you can do chained min checks or chained max checks. It's fairly intuitive if you've done much programming, but let's say we've got like a number 2 and a number 4 and a number 6. If we compare any two of those and look for the smallest one, like we look at the 4 and the 6, the smallest one is 4, and then we compare the other two, the 4 and the 2, and we get the smaller one as a 2, and then we output that. So no matter which way we orient them, we always get the smallest one out or the largest one out as appropriate. Yeah. It asks for the current min or max, not the overall min or max. Yep. Prepare the crop fields for planting. All right, now we got the Stardew Valley minigame. Precise flow of water. As it ebbs up and down. When they're both at 100 volts, send SRC, or send one to out. If either, but not both are at 100 volts, send the inverse. If both are at 0, send 0. All the toys. Colors are just if you want to make it easier to keep track of what connects to what or whatever. You can color the cables. All right, I'm gonna think about this one a little more. Because like these like are I need to run these in series when like the information is logically in parallel, I guess is kind of a way to think of why it is like a little awkward to process for me. Leftmost item is the VCA, so we have a control voltage that affects like the input by a percentage. So if the input's 50 coming in and the control voltage is 100, then the output's still 50. If it's 0, then the output's 0. If the output or the control voltage is 50, then it would be 25. Like the control voltage works as a percentage, basically there. So if we've got... So the final check can be this one, right? So that's a pair of knots into and that will be 0 if true, otherwise it'll just pass through the previous results. Alright, I already know what I want to do with that, so we'll do that first. Assume all of these need to be split, but okay, so that's the third requirement. We also probably move this closer to, yeah, nothing is strictly positioned in a spot, huh? Okay. So yeah, I mean, we just go through that chain in the order listed, so they don't make it extra awkward by listing these in the wrong order. I mean, you might be able to do them in a different order, but at least it feels like the listed order is at least a good way to parse it. Oh, no, we need a in-between on that, don't we? How do I optionally do the inverse, actually? So 1 and 3 are easy. How do I actually do 2? While still making the others true. So, or by using a sum in some fashion. But I could double this and then run it through the check and then add it. So it's either adding a 0 or the negative twice. Like, that seems like that would work. It feels weird. But it seems like it would work. Let me group those together here. I'm not actually sure, Disney. Okay, yeah, it only outputs 100 or 0 from the not, depending on the input. But that still doesn't actually answer the question. Hey, Tiffany. So I'll talk through my solution if it is in fact a solution in a second here. Once we maybe have it set up here. So there's 2 and then 1 is pretty easy. Okay, so 2 and 3 are at 100. This is like, this is just making me think of bad coding practices, because this is basically like a bunch of if statements when I should be using else ifs. But like, it should work. Okay, this isn't what we connect here though, right? This ends up going here, doesn't it? Do I actually split signal 1 to go into here then? And arguably I should be looking at these things one at a time to see if each piece works, rather than trying to make the mass of it work all at once. Okay, so once again, the idea here is we do the second check. So in order to check on those, then we need to send the inverse. And I'm doing that by adding it twice. So if it isn't true, then it's just going to be 0. But if it is true, then it'll override the other signal. But we don't need it to override the other signal, because the signal will already be 0 from here if it's not true to begin with, so that isn't actually a thing. Like, I don't need to do this sum nonsense here. I think I don't need to do this sum nonsense here. Let me throw ya all in the garbage here. So, if true, that passes through. Yeah, I'm definitely using ifs instead of else ifs here, but that's okay. How am I actually combining these two now? Am I allowed to just sum those? So this is either 0 or actual signal. And that is either 0 or inverse signal. And those are exclusive in practice. So we can, in fact, just sum them, even though that's kind of awkward and probably not the way I should be doing it. Alright, so in theory, we have to make all of these things true. So basically, source 2 and source 3 are binary. They're just on or off. They're 100 volts or 0 volts. And depending on whether they're on or off, we need to give different results from source 1 here. Our main signal. So if they're both on, then we just send the source 1 signal directly. So that means over here, if they're both on, that signal will just end up going through, because these will both be 0, and it just passes through and gets there. Or I may have done something wrong, given Destiny's freaking out about something here. But we'll run it, and then it will fail, and we'll figure out what we did wrong. But then the second requirement is that if one but not both of them are on, send the inverted signal. So this check is if they're both on. Or if one but not both of them are on, then invert the signal. And here we're just adding those together, because this is like they will either be the signal we want or they'll be 0, and adding the 0 is fine. And then we just pass it through from there. And then the third requirement is if that they're both at 0. So we're doing that with these not checks, so these are just flipping them. Then we just want the output to be 0. So both of those are 0. Did I do that one wrong too? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we have failed on most of them. So when they're both off, it's fine. All right, so we've done one of the 3 things correctly. All right, so this one, this all here is probably correct. Or maybe it's just because everything is 0. Yeah, that's actually probably the case, isn't it? This is probably not correct. It's just that we've ended up zeroing out everything always. That it perfectly makes sense as a error this causes. Absolutely. Okay, so I mean, I still don't like actually process this correctly. Is this at negative 100%? That is inverting the signal, like assuming things are wired correctly, which they might not be, right? I believe that is correct. Okay, that is correct. So I just need to make sure I don't have that fundamental understanding wrong before I start looking at other debugging things. What is this? Oh, this thing's huge. That just looks like it's going to confuse me more than help. Okay. Oh yeah, this is just an OR when it needs to be an XOR. Yeah, I mean, the lines at the bottom show that, Khadgar, it's just that our output's always 0 right now. The components we can use are the VCA, the variable, whatever, with the control voltage input thing here. We can do sums, we can do splits, we've got bias, which just does a constant offset. So you can just do a flat +5 +10 volts or whatever the hell. The attenuator to change it by a percentage reduces its intensity or inverts it or whatever. We got the OR, the AND, and the NOT, and then these are diagnostics. Okay, so oh, I see. You're saying the current value on the hover over. Can I? Yeah, I mean, I could do like stop it here, right? And we can see current value is 100. Yeah, like looking at just some random spot like this is probably helpful. So this is an example of B here. So we do have our inversion happening, but this is like gating everything, right? We have an AND here rather than an OR between these two checks, basically. So I could sum these. That would probably work. I might have to do that another time also, but what if I just throw that sum in here? Oh, I have to... Okay, stop playback then, fine. Yeah, so that's sometimes right now, not just zeros. But we need to do that one more time, right? It's kind of weird that it's marking the line in between the steps instead of at the steps. Okay, because I wanted to... Here, let me... I guess I could just breakpoint it. That's fine. We'll stop it there then. No, that's not where we wanted to break it. Did it change? No. But that one was wrong before. What? Oh, it did. We don't get to... We have to breakpoint after it, I guess. So we actually did have it stopped to where we wanted it, I guess. All right. Well, why does it say the out's 0 if the out's negative 100? How do I... That is the spot I wanted on? The fact that it's not like showing this as wrong when this is where we're at and it is wrong is like really confusing. That is not an intuitive debug stop for me. Just use the sum we already have. That might have made more sense. Well, I can't, like, we either breakpoint here or here. It's not, we can't breakpoint in between. It's on time step 16 or time step 17. We don't, there's no in between. Even though it processes in between. So that, like, the timing just is weird. But, so... Anyway, the output is 96, but it's supposed to be 0. So this is wrong. Oh, I've got an AND here, and that's... Is that supposed to be an OR? The OR wouldn't make sense either, though, would it? Yeah, I mean, this is just backwards, but I thought it was supposed to be backwards. So I'm trying to, like, I see how I can fix it, but I'm trying to figure out why I thought it was this way. Like, if I just plug both of those into here... Yeah, I just skip this not stuff entirely, right? And that works? Because if either of them are 100, this is just pass through. If both of them are 0, then it kills it. There's surely cleaner ways to do it with this mess, but that should work. And then do I want a single or a single and? It's to be an or, yeah, okay. Oh, I shouldn't, okay, that's just from here, okay. It's like, get rid of that when we don't remember where the wires go. A little scary. Okay, this doesn't actually work. It breaks at other times now. But it works at the we fixed it at this spot. So that did not do what we wanted it to do. And it. Okay, let me just punch it over there real quick. Wait, why is that wrong? Isn't that what it sent? I wish this break pointed in a way that made more sense to me here. No, it outputted 0. Like like when I hover over this and it says it outputs -90, that's saying what it needs, but it makes it look like it's what I've sent, and that is what it's supposed to be sent. But yeah, so this is being passed through. Does that mean the double inversion idea I had earlier is what I should be doing if I'm doing it this way? Like, I understand that instant, but like, in terms of actually debugging it and the way this is made, this is not a helpful way to do it, right? Like, we're either not getting our output information correct or we're not getting our input information correct, because it's always off sync. All right, I'm gonna go back to my my doubling nonsense because I think that should work. So that's. Nope, that breaks it a different way. Oh, it caps at 100. This would work if it didn't cap at 100, right? Yeah. Hey, Booty Penguin. So I can't actually do these shenanigans. Dang it, that would actually work. Without the cap. Like, you can see it working through this whole section here. Yeah, I suppose it is. You can technically use the caps as a secret additional gate option. I liked this solution. I thought, like, doubling the inverse and adding it to the signal was kind of clever, but... Okay. How do we do that differently, then? Does that mean we... Here, let me get rid of this first. And just punch this to a fail state here. So what if I just... Well, if I put the sum in... No, that's still... That would be fine, actually, yeah. So if I just... take this sum here, put it over here... I mean, that would work at least on this fail point. I don't know if it breaks somewhere else. So do we just put both of these sums in then? Yes. Oh, because we're actually already doing that though. Hold on. Never mind. I guess we could split here and send one to both sums. We're at the spot where I'm like trying to figure out a jank way to fix it rather than like rewriting the code to be good. So like I can split the output of this sum and just send it to this sum twice. But I'm just gonna see if that works. Let's see. So go here. And we'll just do a little bit of that action. Perfect. Easy every time. Okay, so we still can implement that same nonsense solution. We can just put it over there instead. Okay, apparently a lot of people struggled with that one then if we're still about 2,500 with that hot mess of garbage. Worst used 2,200 cable and 30 modules. Can you even fit? I guess you can fit 30 modules in there. Jeez. Some beautiful, beautiful spaghetti code here. I'm sure people watching have some much better solutions than the nonsense. But that was my solution, and it was special. What's this cat? Oh, that's just this. Okay, sure. But yeah, I mean, I suppose like that's the segue into sales pitch, right? Like, hey, if you can do this better, which you definitely can, and you want to check out the game yourself, then yeah, here's the a link for it again in chat. I sakes, there it goes. Okay. Yeah. And that'll conclude our sponsored look at that. But that was a good one to end on. We're like, the earlier ones were pretty easy, and that one stumped us, and we came up with a unique nonsense solution for it. So I think that was good. And how do I feel about that game overall from what I've played of it? Decent. Definitely has some promise there. Has a lot of that kind of Zachtronic sort of feel. And will I play more of it? Maybe? I think it's solidly in the maybe camp. Yeah, the cable manufacturers are happy with my solution. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, maybe the oscilloscope and stuff can give you some better debugging. I just like the timing on the breakpoints. Like I said, it makes some logical sense, but it just feels really bad quality of life wise for actual debugging purposes for how the game actually works. That's true, Tiplar. I would take in a re-sponsorship to play it again, but I would consider playing it without that. I mean, that wouldn't change anything, Destiny. Like, that wouldn't be any different than just using the breakpoints, really. I don't think. I mean, we could do it, like, super slow here. But, like, I don't see why this is, like, we can kind of watch it, and it's kind of neat to see it ultra slow like that, but, like, that's... You're still having specific pause points here. And they're still like half out of sync with the data you're looking at all times, so like I can't like pause it in between, it still finishes the tick. So like it, oh, there's a delete breakpoint hotkey there, and there was like there's a hint system as well, which is probably worth mentioning there, right? And oh, they do have a record GIF option as well. Oh, and we can do some lock stuff if you want to help not accidentally move stuff around as much. So there's a few other quality of life features on that front. Like, not perfect, and I would like some little better debugging stuff there, but... Yeah, we never looked at the oscilloscope, which might do some of what we wanted to do with the breakpoints and stuff. Put some parental controls on your XOR modules. Children should not be interfacing with those. Absolutely. But yeah, thanks to the devs for sponsoring me to look at it there. Hope you all enjoyed checking it out with me. Oh, were there some breakpoint? Oh! There's a break on time! Is that what we wanted? Okay, hold on. Zoom. But why does it default that way? Alright, yeah, let me, okay. Or is that still half late instead of half early? Or is this actually what we want to look at? When it's not broken anymore, it's harder to tell. Vertical line is wrong, but the output's on the correct thing. Cool. Alright. Alright, so that solves that confusion and problem. Good. So, good thing to point out right at the last minute. We caught that there. So you can auto pause if the input's wrong. You can change dialogue speed. You can make the cables different. So you can have them basically have some cable management, so they're all kind of out of the way on the sides here and stuff. So. Few other options on that front there. Like, I saw those when I first launched it, but I just like, you're not gonna think about the relevance of a breakpoint behavior setting when you are setting it up and not actually playing it yet. But cool, yeah. So that basically our main complaint with the game was that, and that's an option we can change. So cool.